months ago, right? The first quarter of this year.
In fact, that was the first one was in January.
January, yeah.
Okay, well, it was in January, and then you did March. Sorry,
we did April.
You did April,
and
right?
July.
Yeah, April. I think the April one we met at Original TV, and before then, I think we met in another studio before Original
Neat
TV.
FM.
Neat FM, yeah, Neat FM. Citizen, these analysis are very good, not only for our political exploit, but even when it comes to policy formulation and actions of government. We need this kind of surveys and research that will inform properly the policy makers near Ghana for how to and how to tackle it. For all you know, if you call me village, for instance, you hear Nshu, you hear Akwa, you hear Nkania, you hear Asupiti, and then you make a count. But Ube Komuno, they were added to be pie here. Nipa motempo semo. Ile nipa ne penshu anu mani monum ya ade ya nkwa. Na wo ja nshu no ko si market ma omo. Market wo the number that might not be the immediate priority need of the people. You get it. So this kind of surveys and polls will help us understand the psychological direction and persuasion of the people and how best government actions can fill our developmental gaps. I am not going to say that I'm excited about the fundings because so far it seemed to give NDC a brighter picture. And it is so because NDC, contrary to the malicious, motivated propaganda attacks by your opponent, Ghanaians largely still see NDC as a credible political party. About the development of this country in recent times, I am not surprised that even within the midst of MPP, President Mahama is getting or have gotten a positive image, and that positive image did not emerge as a fairly recent phenomenon. Far back in 2018, there is a woman called Virginia Ajima or something who lives in Maryland. Articles only two pair. The first one was, if I can recall, that it took us 5 years to destroy Mahama, but it has taken him less than 2 years to become a hero in Africa because of our recklessness. That was the title of the article, no? And the lady went on to predict that after Kufuor's exit, the MPP will be a pale shadow of itself. And their recent elections or any development every move between Musa Superior and the Gabi Ochedakono gives you the vivid picture about the internal wanglings within the MPP. And indeed, these internal porosities will not only surface, but it will reach its gory and ugly proportions after their presidential primaries. That one we can expect it. Do you get it? Yeah. So President Mahama is a cook. It's a cook, so I can't sit here and do an advert for cook because the market is there. You can influence the market and the consumption pattern of that brand. So I will commend Sine Musa and his team for a very good job done, and I will say that NDC will continue to work harder. But let me use this medium to appeal to the leadership of the party. There is a lot of work in Northern Region and Miami Region Upper East. President Mahama got, in fact, the party NDC nearly got 100% in Upper East. Apart from Binduri, we won all the seats except Binduri. But this funding is not giving us a good picture in Upper East and Northern Region. And I think whatever the issues are, from now till 2024 December 7th, is still a long time to work hard to correct the whatever challenges that the party might be facing in this area, so that we can continue to open up our chances towards 2024. Giving MPP at least. Okay, me bro free adults from pacho. Was a young Kobe crown, you tell me your Haji Chemubaya Adusia, our buy your cotton. They are sending message, and my MPP say Ghana phone on Quanta or Mapai. And some more Kawaha, and some bomb me hookah crack. No, a so me, about I was so well gone. Senior, your polls weren't wrong. But something happened in the election day.
Here was so much.
Yes.
Maybe do my level Jina.
Yeah. That's your Dumelo. Dumelo. John Dumelo.
John Dumelo.
Yeah, John, wherever you are, greetings to you. And your Hong Kong, come on, yes, similar pools. Ewo, Dome Kwabian Susua. Nkamu say NDC was winning that seat. NDC won Dome Kwabian seat. So I want NDC in Dome Kwabian, the NDC members of Dome Kwabian, to ask their executive, particularly Chairman Isaac Lamte, and the secretary, Doji, what happened in election day. They should ask them. And going forward, the party must be very careful to allow people, particularly executives, who are sure on my face during the primaries that I am against Haruna, but I'm supporting Kofi. Meanwhile, we are all going for the same primaries in the same constituency. Executive obeying the name, the party should fire that executive and withdraw him. How come? Say party chairman will share blanket in election day to influence the outcome of the elections in favor of all candidate. Meanwhile, who will now be the leader of the constituency who will lead the party to the electorate and campaign for the presidential candidate and who candidate so just party in parliament. Have you seen how NDC is suffering in parliament? Had it not been the greedy attitude and the selfish nature of some executives in certain part of the country, NDC would have won majority in parliament. And thanks to the heavy hand, the merciless hand of Nebuchadnezzar, we wouldn't have gotten here as Omai. Therefore, I recommend that these executives should be removed by the party if they contest the coming elections.
Hey.
Yes, I recommend that strongly. I recommend that strongly. I am a party member. Kofi, and me could do fina by 1 a.m. Now I'm reading Katakakra, me don't know 2, and I wake up around 4. From me be metio, pourquoi ce n'est pas metia. Nous sommes bedu antemo.
Yeah.
Metia. We are investing our energy and time in the party. I am not investing that NDC should lose. No. I want the party to move forward. And until those unconformity from who undermine the forward march of the party, and the progress of the party, we are not going to countenance that. And we will use available medium to expose those elements. Why? Eli Klim won that seat, but some people at last minute took it away from her. And whether they like it or not, Eli Klim will go to parliament. So you also for winning, so Johnny and I'm a that Sunday, we saw the told Facebook. So you go 19 and Pempe Mungo, man, about you saying now for Chaco, Miss Mo, I could for 992 ampa. Ah, no one MP. Say by appointed minister, no John in America. For the past 1 year to 2 years now, now Bosuno Sobia, your wife's can go accounting. Near Papa C. 11, your high private jet, at time will free walk, bedroom cry. From US to Ghana. Or bedroom also chief of staff or commander Kwaba, one fino. Oh, here was a quarter ho. No one pinnacle for the Ghana for Sika, 8 Tianeka. Ah, what can you work about your son, father? Yes. And to a high Air Force One, what Timua. And you know just a Ghana Sika, near Kufa, Ediano, and no who are dear cause of parliament. Minister Uncle Goon, when you must say Poto. Now, and Commodia, the Kotu Ghana for Nassachene said, or my nabo. And unti, ye once a bon kuntabu, no de coyano. Ah, yes, it was a federal donation account, no current for over Ghanaian economy. Nothing more, nothing less. How come? Minister for Finance about your reserves figures of them are World Bank or the same or them are IMF or mobile crew are different. IMF disagreed with them, but the minister and the government remain intransigent as ordained such a Senate here by no credit. the same minister disagrees with Parliament or disagrees with Parliamentary Select Committee on Finance about the foreign reserves of Ghana. And at the same time, one the Bank of Ghana, banter about the same reserves. Mostly a depreciating every 9 billion, about $3 billion. About $3 billion.
That's specific.
Masa, that $3 billion about doesn't exist anymore. Ghana, because Sabre, you know what that means? It will be very difficult for us to get foreign currency. I had imported essentials. This is new Abakroma. It will be very difficult for our medical institutions to work with. It will be very, very difficult. It's very difficult. See, a sika. Adia can new mobile say oil, for instance. They are boome a kobedie a tumpon. Very difficult. Other than that, the minister, look, you say people are by own. Or more coffee for must be mad. Yeah, they are the most dangerous people you can ever think of. Okay, reading the budget 2022. And no catch yourself more day, levy eba. What road toll I do, Krumano? The road toll, nya buy be the pay AGO. No taxation shall be imposed unless it is authorized by Parliament. That's the Constitution, right?
Yeah.
So, road toll a tax and that tax is approved by Parliament. It is only Parliament that can, through its own internal arrangement, remove any tax or put it in the system. And in Tomoko luxury tax by a Ghana for so Mompeno. Through mid-year budget review, they went back to Parliament and Parliament scrapped it. So Parliament can impose or can approve tax. Parliament can disapprove or repeal a tax because taxes are operate on a law. And only Parliament can repeal the law. Guess what? According to the budget statement, no say why you wrote toll every hall. Or catch a Parliament or more Parliament amanier. The next step was for Parliament to debate and whether or not to repeal that road toll law. It didn't happen. We didn't even get there. According to the statement, ne pair a imre and a road and highways minister. And here, Oman Penyaku for no suma ne mamini abakeno furiata. I want to get a sick as some machine and some more. What ball mino? No, go jam and some of your phone boy, a man say, obey road toll a few. I am I can say Parliament, a trans a jebre, and share some near dream put ya or mino or Bampinian and answer by the 2%. All the use are road toll a few one. Or maybe the Munas at some bedia tomb and that's some moon to Muno. Sabin po also, and you bring no smart. Mr. Amakwata, Kosema Makwata. I also my pinnacle for the bush and you. No clear statement at the buyer say. A few neco, major road to you forthwith means yes, stop when you say, yeah, you get it. And one more no motive road to, as you told us, Abreno. Statement in the buyer, we not Jano Kofi. A buyer sub you. Utia bofuma wadwene atochika krampono kebeya ka roto mo monye na enwene mo modi dam asabi obi mu nan kwa ho eton nyoma ne sese sika no ka fa wo mo employ mo at least 3 shift cry say 24 hours a day you get it 3 shift cry obetimi aye say na be bi baba napa ko se awia to yime eme to anajo to ahomache. Now, I just says, can Ponanke the Tia Sankrofonica, Mamusa Common, we can do it. A banny trim. Andrea, one more tremuno, Omokachi say, Omo the you live the Eba. You live in the bar, a better for Rotoni now because Roto Abania 70 million, 70 million Ghana cedis per year or something. Now, you live in a model bano, a better my bano. 4.5 to 4.8 billion Ghana cedis per year. A does to change. Road toll the Yano. Right? And when she says, IMF pa the lie, yes, you are. Sans Abaya, what bon. Abaya 1 year general IMF. That was what government communicators told us. Kofi, is it their name? John Apontua Kuma. Ajuso MP. Was IMF party? NDC suggestions on local IMF no is born out of gross misconception. Ya born in Mama Munti near some IMF. Kanoforiata was a Ghana is a sovereign country. Yes, South Sudan IMF there. Yes, you want that. Yes, you watch now. Mampina Kufado can be. Chemensa Botsu can be. A fellow Markins can be. The same. That watch that who put the car to 200 money president Mahama far back in 2015. A brand new ya no dompe, nobody the Ghana for Maburu Temu Krumado, also can be. All of them were against the suggestion of going to IMF. Meanwhile, we started getting the red flags far back in 2020, before 2021 and 2022. And the who said, a bino echo coma. No humete. And you two of say, Massa, you're not born here malaria. Men call pharmacy in Copedro, call hospital named diagnose, near more duono was a mempre. A hand tenant a cabin empty. They were renting private jet, no money man they drive with him. Sika Canada the master wa Bruninum, a big grandpa uncle. You were home to come and say, and at the moment, when the road would Pierre Yakofa you lady by. And so what the local IMF. And so what's a cofa road to Lababium. Sadly and regrettably, now as we speak, and do not go for the statement by Abontinsa Abando Muka 7 good months abandoning TI. Can you forget to call Parliament? And some of Kache Ghana Mabunu say, Hesiano Nabco is dead. Quarter by September, Nabco won't test Bium. No, money Nabco everyone, or more you start ever. Meanwhile, you are always the Ghanaian graduate now for almost some compared job experience. Contrary to the promises of woman Penny Kufado, what the man got a Mabunu so bad Jumayano, and you couldn't fulfill it. And the next 2 months, NAPCO is coming to an end without providing the ways by which you are going to pay off. One more allowances now. I come by 7 months in. So where do we go from here? Is it because government is going to terminate that program no, without paying the NAPCO graduates? Now I say government is going to pay them all together. And if that is the case, I don't remember Parliament time here. Now we have Jane Cry. Honorable case are too forcing and revealing a Debinra, and I think every Ghanaian might be concerned about it. There's what we call fiscal financing and fiscal dominance. Say I buy the Bank of Ghana. I could Chessica and I answer Parliament. Now Parliament, I'm man acquiring no Bank of Ghana. I could Chessica and I remember my bra. By 2016, President Mahama government took away fiscal financing from our budget structure. And the 2016 budget was financed with zero financing from Bank of Ghana. Because by then, the economic fundamentals of this country have been well established. And then here's a Bank of Ghana. Oman Penny Kufuadu through the Maminio Bakeno for Riata in connivance with Dr. Addison. Omo Chesika ama bayano 22 billion 48 million Ghana cedis at the ama bayano on the blind side of Parliament. A Parliament in the mo or call Parliament so unkobo Parliament amanie. Can you imagine this? Have you seen the people who are on the head of affairs? If these are not criminal syndicates headed by the president at the Flagstaff House, then who are they? Look, my whole news item be on a payer from my news.com. Bust for Ebeko strike. Oh, the bus staff from Ebeko strike. No, one more MD no, will blow over 148 million Ghana cedis within 2 weeks. Cause of Koye and Land Cruiser Prado our Tomano. And to Omaya Yenisikano, is that how we behave? When we go to Abanansia, we saw it. Jombodu, any others, the delegate or the aspirant, the aspirant, according to sources, when we try sikama, everyone lose you know, defeat in the how mo. Cow mo boy ya mo win about one in the how mo. These are the issues.
Sure.
These are the matters that need to engage our attention.
All right.
Anything we do as a minor, we need to come together. 4 December 2016, Okotno Kwame Sefa program. So he interviewed him. He threatened Arab Spring. Tell the Ghanaian youth, say, Mahama, we need more. We don't have a future, and therefore we must prepare for Arab Spring against President Mahama in case he wins again. Arab Spring is his abria and young. Baby, idea by the yellow. Baby, idea kono. He is moving out towards Zimbabwe and Sri Lanka. And it's time for us to mobilize and resist this kind of madness.
Actually,
because a bone.
Maminasa, thank you very much. It was exactly just 55 after 9 here, 92.3. And you're to Honorable Aruna Kisley.